Now to the ever-growing urban deer population on southern Vancouver Island and what to do about it. The deer are in the city in greater numbers than ever before, getting into traffic, eating up your garden, and falling prey to poachers. UVic has had its hands full reducing and eliminating the out-of-control rabbit population on campus. And now the CRD seems to have a similar problem with deer. And the province is making it clear to the regional district it won't be the one to pull the trigger and solve the problem. A News reporter Andrew Johnson joins us live with more on the story. Andrew.
Hudson, talk about a touchy subject. While many people hunt deer, many people also see Bambi in the backyard, not a pest. So politicians know solutions to this problem will not come easily.
That's, that's about 7 feet.
Metchosin Mayor John Ranns knows how to keep deer away from his crops. He's been doing it for decades.
Everything that I farm that I don't want the deer to get at, I just stick a fence around it.
He doesn't notice any more deer on his property now than 20 years ago, but the CRD Board Chair knows that is not the case in the core municipalities, where his political counterparts are seeing and hearing about deer far more often than they'd like.
As the numbers increase, we'll have more accidents, we'll have many more deer being killed by automobiles. We'll make it impossible to have an urban garden.
In November, the discovery of a headless buck in Saanich kicked off a series of poaching incidents. Someone has been targeting the deer with a crossbow. The killings have forced even more attention toward an issue where solutions are difficult at best. CRD politicians readily admit the uproar over some kind of a deer call would likely make the flap over UVic bunnies seem minuscule in comparison. And if it were to somehow go ahead, a call likely wouldn't even work.
If you dispatch a deer, it's lying there gasping its last out, there's Bambi on the ground, and boy, I tell you, people aren't going to like that. Killing them doesn't help because you get rid of one batch and the next ones move in.
Experts say capturing, neutering, and releasing the large animals would also not be practical. Coming up with a workable solution will also be expensive. A CRD committee voted this week the province should be responsible for coming up with an urban deer management plan, to which the Ministry of Natural Resource Operations responds in a statement to A News. The province believes there is not a one-size-fits-all solution to urban deer issues, but instead believes in local solutions that meet the specific needs of specific communities.
So this will be where the deer will live.
Animal advocates say for now, working on prevention is the best we can do.
People need to be proactive and they need to make sure they're not actively feeding wildlife, which is really, really important.
Mayor Ranns suggests people in the core look at fencing their yards, which works very well out on the farm. Hudson, the Capital Regional District figures it'll cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $150,000 to come up with this urban deer management plan and has asked the province to pay for it. Meantime, as we mentioned, the province feels a community-based solution is best for this type of problem and says it will help communities, but makes no promises as far as funding goes. So as it stands now, we appear to have a deer standoff.
All right, and the population keeps growing.
It does.
All right, Andrew Johnson, thank you.
You're welcome.